Hi, I'm Ben. Did you know that you can get a backup camera for only about $100? They're super easy to install too. Let's try. So the cool part about this kit is that it actually just mounts right on your license plate. But instead of running wires all the way through the interior, it transmits wirelessly into the cabin. So in order to get power to this camera, we need to run the cord through the trunk into the back end. And the easiest way that we've found to do this on this car is actually to take and run the wire through this license plate light. So we're going to start there by taking this piece of trim off and then working from there. It's a couple of clips in the back. Comes right off. Stash that in there. So now we're going to run the wire in behind this light, which pops right out. Just like that. Run this in here and pull it all the way through. So the camera just mounts right here on the license plate frame. You mount the license plate on top of that. So we're going to put the bolt on that real quick. Hold it in place. Next step is going to be running this wire in the trunk to keep everything buttoned away for a nice clean installation. Be careful when you're in here because sometimes there's some sharp edges, you might cut your hands, you never know. We're going to run it down this side, pull power from this tail light. All right, so we'll run it down this side of the trunk and we'll probably zip tie this in place a little bit later. So now that we've run the wire down this side of the car, we're going to start working back here at the tail light. What we need down here is power. We're going to pull power from the backup lights and run it to this, which is the transmitter. This transmits a signal up to the front, to the backup mirror, like this mirror, and it's got a screen right in here. So when it turns on, you see the image coming from the camera. The way we're going to draw power from this is with what's called a Scotch lock. You put this device over the powered line and you take the second piece of wire and you put it inside here. And when you press this lock down, or this little piece of metal here, pierces the insulation and makes a connection for electricity. And it's just as easy as closing it down, just like that. We splice the wire into the backup light. When the reverse light comes on, you energize the system. So this is going to be our power line, and that plugs into the transmitter here, just like that. And then we're going to grab the other line, this one's from the camera, plug it in just like that. What you'll want to do when you're done is tuck everything away, find a nice place to hide all the wires, and zip tie this piece to the car so it doesn't rattle around. With that, we're done. We'll move to the front of the car. All right, now that we're in the cabin, we're going to start by installing this mirror, running a wire down the A-pillar and pulling power out of the fuse box, and then we'll try it out. So this works with a little clamp on the back. Put it on top here, pull down, clamps right on. Then you hook up this Velcro piece to make sure it doesn't fall off. So now we're going to pull this piece of trim off so that we can hide our wire down there. Here's the wire we're going to use. I'm going to plug that up to the top of the monitor and then snake it up into the headliner. That's the best, easiest way to hide it. Most of the time on these headliners, they'll pull down a little bit and you can cram the wire up in there. This is just the power wire, so we're going to run it up into the headliner and then down the A-pillar here. This is the cleanest way to do this installation. So we'll actually snake this down into the dash. Once you have the wire tucked away in the A-pillar, you'll want to put the trim piece back on and then go get power from underneath. All right, for this system, there are two ways to get power to it. You can run a line straight to the dash and pull from the cigarette lighter, or you can do a permanent installation and splice again into a hot line, one with electricity that comes on with the key. And make sure to find a wire with a key, turns it on, otherwise it'll draw the battery down. So we took a test light and we plugged it in with these various sockets and tested with the key on and off, and we found this one that we like. So when you plug this in and turn the key on, it lights up just like that. So you're going to find a good ground in the chassis somewhere for the other side of this line, and then make this splice here just like we did in the back. And with that, we should have power. So now to test, all we do is turn the car to accessory mode so that everything is powered up, and shift into reverse. Seems to work fine. We'll button up everything in here and we'll be done. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below.